It's the High Slide Thursday Night Truck Series live from Nashville Superspeedway. I'm Joe LaCastro here live on GridVision alongside Sheldon Atkins. How are you doing tonight, Sheldon?
Doing pretty good, man. How you holding up?
I'm just holding up, man. I drove past Indianapolis today, so I got a little bit of Superspeedway peripheral, but it was not enough, and I need more, and that's why I'm here tonight.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I'm glad we could be here to, quench that thirst, so to speak.
I think it's going to be quenched. We've got some hot racing coming in tonight where we've got a potential breakout moment happening, I think, right?
Possibly. We got good feelings for a couple guys here in the field. Excited for this event, though. Nashville is such a fun speedway, man. You got next to no banking here in the corners, nothing to really hold you up. You got to use the brake. You got to lift off the throttle. You got to really muscle that car through the corners to try and make any speed.
And it's all concrete
surface. Oh, it's just so cool, man. So cool. Such a unique speedway out of, the standard cookie cutters that we go to.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be something like taking advantage of those unique traits that's going to get somebody the flag here tonight, the checkered flag. So look for people to use techniques, like you were saying, braking and just taking advantage of those of that concrete and trying to get those passes. Nice and easy passes, hopefully.
Well, I can tell you one thing with this series, there's no such thing as an easy pass. All these guys in here, pretty darn good, all masters of their craft. So it's going to be exciting to see how this thing works out, I can tell you.
Absolutely.
Always good racing here.
I had the privilege of doing one high slide race a couple of weeks ago. I had a good time there. And being back from more is a privilege for sure. Just subbing in this week. But once again, let's go through the picks. Tonight, I'm giving in to Tyler Riggs. He's currently number one on the grid. And I might have heard that he's using a controller. Is that right?
That's what I've been told. That has been confirmed. Very, very surprising. I mean, he's sitting on the pole right now on a controller potentially. So that is,
I love it.
Pretty gnarly. It's got to feel bad for everybody else. I'm going to go with Scherer Jr. I think that this week is going to be his breakout week. He's been sitting there. He's been watching, Whitley and Causey play with this series and make it their own playground for the past, however many months. I got a good feeling that Scherer Jr. is going to be able to finally get that win that's been eluding him for so long here.
And in the booth, Derbyshire's pick, 88, Joseph Causey, currently second on the grid before we get things started. And it looks like right now we're in the warm-up phases here. You can see a couple of them going around, getting things ready to go. I think the stands hold about 20,000 here at Nashville, something like that. Look at all those eager people ready to watch some racing. So engaged.
Man, they're so excited. Look at that. They're standing straight up.
Not one of them in their seats.
Look at how full the parking lot is, too.
Parking lot, very eco-friendly place, Nashville. Everybody took their own 2 feet here to the race tonight. Only the trucks in the center and on the right, you see, belonging to the teams. But we're going to get things started with the grid. Let's go into it. Pole, Tyler Riggs. Second place, Joseph Causey. Third place, Derek Grigsby. Fourth place, Levi McCarty. Fifth, Timothy Pendergrass. Sixth, Joshua Lucas. Seventh, Jason Miz. Eighth, Andrew Lemke. Ninth, Jacob Denson. And 10th, Jordan Probst.
11th place, we're going to have Cody Henderson, followed by Joshua Gaithright in 12th. 13th is going to be Andrew Pendergrass, followed by Charlie Harkman in 14th. 15th is going to be Andrew Chapman, followed by Z Collins in 16th. 17th is going to be Andrew Pendergrass, followed by James Kerr in 18th. 19th is going to be Austin Pendergrass. My bad there, guys. 19th is going to be Ed Scherer Jr. with Nathan Aldrich rounding out your field in 20th.
Alrighty. Looks like we got exactly 20 racers tonight. Only one's going to go home with a checkered flag, though. Pace car is there, and everybody's lined up, raring to go. Looks like we're just missing one slot there. The 6th place, is that it? Yep. But I'm very excited to see how things shape up again here with this truck series. These trucks having a bit of a different center of gravity than some of the other cars I'm very used to racing, or at least watching race. So watching for how they use braking a little bit differently in some of these corners at some of these high speeds is going to be it's going to bring a little variety and a little spice into my life that I need.
Yeah, things These things are a whole lot of fun, especially with the changes that we got a couple months ago. You can really hang that right rear out, use that side force as an advantage. You're going to see a lot of trucks yawed out, a lot of people driving real hard. These things you can get away with more than feels like you used to be able to, in my opinion. But there's also, it's more difficult in the fact that you have less downforce to rely on, too, than what we had in years past.
A little less downforce, you say? Did they change the diffuser or something along those lines?
Well, they, they just lower the numbers on the downforce on the front splitter and the spoiler.
Gotcha.
Either way, we're about to go green.
Here
Take
we
it,
go.
buddy.
Getting ready to go here now at Nashville on GridVision. Brought to you by SimRaceHub.com. The green flag is up. The drivers are ready, and let's go, go, go. Riggs holding it tight there on the inside. Causey on the outside now with just a little bit of a nose, but Riggs is pushing that 26 down a little bit further, hopefully using the inside line to get a bit of an advantage. But no, they're still door to door as the field behind them looks like they're sorting themselves out now. Looks like Riggs is going to slide down a little bit, not yet willing to go behind to take that second place spot in the train. He's still going to hold down on the inside.
Causey charging back tough though on the outside with the momentum. He's going to lead lap 1 here.
And Riggs down, crosses the yellow line for a second. He's all right.
Yeah, Riggs trying to get that advantage by cutting the course there just a little bit, trying to get that nose out there to try and lead that lap, but it's not going to happen. Causey going to keep fighting back here on the top. So hard to do anything on the bottom when that outside line gets so much momentum.
He's giving him the squeeze with a heavy side draft potentially, but they're just a little too far apart now. Neither of them can take advantage of each other's momentum. It looks like this battle is going to continue until one of them decides to get in line and potentially get a little bit of a draft or something to get the boost. Because right now, when they're side by side like this, I don't really see any of them. They have 1 minute is the first, 1 minute is the second. It's not going to be a fight that can last forever, but it sure feels like it.
I'll tell you what, Riggs is fighting back strongly on that bottom, though. Really hard to combat the guy on your outside, especially on fresh tires. He's doing a great job right now.
Absolutely. Really driving hard, both of them now, as we go through lap 3 into lap 4 here, I believe. Down to the inside again. He tries cutting the course to get that little bit of extra speed, but it just seems to be costing him more than benefiting him.
Riggs did lead that lap, though, technically speaking. Just had a nose on Causey at the line, and it's just enough, to get that point on the board.
You're right. At the line is the only place that's going to actually matter when it comes down to it. Now Riggs, though, falling down a little bit toward the yellow line, dipping. Causey now up in the middle. He's riding the middle line a little bit more than Riggs. He's not quite willing to go down as far, obviously because Riggs is there, but the other reason it could be because that middle line is going to benefit him in the long run, I think, instead of driving the tires down and getting all that rubber down on the inside of the track.
Yeah, right now Causey just trying to get that momentum, but the momentum, try to get that run down the straightaways and get away from Riggs. You see it starting to take hold here now. The longer Riggs has to fight back on the bottom, the more those tires are going to wear off. Here comes Causey. Gets him cleared coming into turn 3. He's got the move done.
He's got it done. And now, for the first time, a clear and definite lead. Joseph Causey sitting in first. Your pole sitter, Tyler Riggs, pole position, sitting in second place right now. Levi McCarty in third.
Yep. Causey back up here to the front, and I know our producer is probably grinning from ear to ear with his pick.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Back a little ways. We've got it 2x2 right now with Cody Henderson, Joshua Lucas, Jordan Probst, and Joshua Gathright all in a nice little block.
Yeah, right now the 710 machine of Cody Henderson getting a good run up there on the top, pulling away from Lucas on the bottom. Going to have him cleared, I would say, coming out of turn 2 here. But Lucas is fighting back pretty hard. Good charge into the corner.
Beautiful charge. Beautiful charge there. Lucas Henderson still trying to hold on there, riding the wall close as he can, getting the squeeze now as they're the only ones left too wide. Yep, it looks like Gathright and Probst have fallen into line a little bit there. Probst following up on the back of that line. Henderson still too wide now with Lucas as we go around.
Yeah, pretty tight battle here right now. You got the 89 machine and Gathright right behind him, trying to figure out which way he wants to go. Really, mainly just hoping that these two guys figure it out so that he can start moving forward, because you don't want to go 3 wide, not this early in the race. I mean, you can, but it's highly frowned upon by most drivers to do that.
I would say so. We got 140 laps to go. The great filter is going to come through eventually and really decide who's going to get a chance to finish the race or not.
We've got in the grass, the 7.
Absolutely. We got a little bit of contact there. Still holding on to it. I don't believe we've got a yellow.
No, it's gone. He's all around.
He's gone.
Misses out there, but that's not going to be a yellow.
Wow, single
truck
car incident to the inside, so everything's green, and it looks like Jason Miz is just going to fall to the back for a little while. Wow.
Tough break.
Very tough break.
Glad that we avoided it.
Oh, the crash in the front, Joseph Causey's in the wall. Causey's in the wall.
No.
We have a yellow out. The front end of Causey's truck taken off. We have got to see this here too, folks. There is chaos at the front of the race. Joseph Causey getting spun. Yep.
They had tight battle with Riggs and
Tyler Riggs. Was it a controller issue? Is that what we're going to hear?
I think it was just a little bit tight racing. One of those racing deals. Can't race it from that angle. This one will help us out a lot more. Didn't look like they didn't really touch initially.
Yeah.
It looks unfortunately like a netcode situation that pulled him up into him.
Hey, let's call it netcode. I think that's the most gentlemanly thing to do here, and I don't think there was any malicious intent. Obviously, when you're at the front like that, you want to keep the front. You're not going to try to cause a wreck too soon unless you're really, really far down the I'm not a good person chain.
And race control is throwing that one on the 88 of Causey right now.
All right. Here we go. Lap 11 of 40, we get our first caution.
Our producer said, Beyblade, let it rip. So that one,
I used to play me some Beyblades with my son. I had a good time putting them together and letting them rip. And that was exactly what happened there. It looked like he just got spun like a top. My first instinct was to it looked like a garbage disposal, like he had been dropped, like a die-cast model been dropped into a garbage disposal.
See, I had Beyblades. I had Beyblades for a little bit as a kid, and I weaponized them against my cousin, and we didn't have those anymore.
And then that was the end of Beyblades in the house.
That was the end of Beyblades in the house.
Wow. That is an unfortunate turn of events, but I hope that during the events you at least had a good time.
Oh,
and Joseph Causey looks like the truck is up on the skids. And it's, yep, the truck is up and it's out. So our previous race leader, Joseph Causey, now out. Levi McCarty takes the lead.
And Causey, 2 wins in a row in the series, was hopeful to go for a third tonight, and unfortunately it just does not look like that's going to be in the realm of possibility.
Yep, the cards said no. We are 1 to green. The lights are out. Levi McCarty, Derek Grigsby, Jacob Denson, the 1, 2, 3 right now. As we come back around. Yellow flag is still up, but that'll be switched out in a second.
Notable mover, by the way. Scherer Jr. up from dead last in the field, up into 9th position here after this first caution instead of pit stops.
Dead last into 9th. Very impressive. Here we go, folks.
Still got some ways to go.
Oh, no, we're back on the other side. My camera was looking somewhere else for a second, and I got a little turned around. I got excited.
It's okay.
I'm excited to see where. Well, thank you very much. I got turned around. Me and Joseph Causey were in the same car for a second, and I got spun around. Tyler Riggs now back at the end of the line.
I think Causey's still dizzy after that one.
Most likely, I would be for sure. Coming back in now. Here we go. Let's get ready for it, folks. And green flag.
Levi McCarty with a really good launch here on the restart.
Wow, he's out in front with a commanding lead. Denson second, and it looks like on the outside, Grigsby with Probst on the inside. Grigsby and Probst now door to door as we come around. 2 going towards 3 in the backstretch. Probst deep down to the inside now. A little bit of wiggling, it looks like, from Charlie Harcum. Charlie Harcum now to the inside, making it 3 wide for a second. Dangerous movement. Some people now cutting the course a little bit, getting down there on the inside. Harcum, he almost lost it there for a second, but manages to hold it off from being 3 wide for a second. But behind him, it looks like it is going to go 3 wide. Lemke, Pendergrass, and Cody Henderson.
Levi McCarty under fire already from Jacob Denson.
Yeah, Denson keeping a close eye on him, sharking right there, stalking his prey, it looks like. Lots of movement, too wide style from the middle of the pack right now. There is a bunch of racing going on back here. It's Pendergrass and Lemke. It's Harcum and Scherer. It's Lucas and Grigsby.
Scherer up to P6 already on that restart. 3 spots gained when the first lap of us being back to green here.
3 spots gained, and how many? Wow. Lemke now moving up a few positions, I believe. A lot of shuffling going on in that middle of the pack again. Like I said, we're up at the front. McCarty and Denson seem to have settled in line. The rest of the pack just cannot stop racing each other a little bit harder.
No, and the aggression levels are up now, too, because they know that Causey, you know, the best bet for a lot of people to win this event is out. So now they know that this thing is blown wide open. Any of them have a chance now that they didn't have earlier to actually go out here and get themselves a win tonight.
Absolutely. We don't have Mark Whitley in the race tonight. So with Causey out, it's the 2 top scoringest people in the championship are out. So it's anybody's game.
There's a chance to go out here, get yourself some good points, and maybe get yourself a win.
Absolutely. And right now it's Levi McCarty's game up there at the front. Whereas back in the pack, we're now going 3 wide again. Lemke, straightening out. Just barely avoid it there. Okay. Well, that was a close call. Once again, we're still looking at 2 wide situations left and right.
Ooh, Harrison got loose there, touched the apron, almost went 3 wide there with Miz. And the 25 machine of Chapman.
Gotcha. I see that. That is the 710 of Cody Henderson. And
Henderson
Andrew
looks
Chapman.
like he's fighting it right now.
He's trying. I wonder if maybe he has. I don't think anybody really. I wonder who took some damage potentially. You say it looks like he's fighting it a little bit. Yeah, I can see that. The back end's getting out just a little bit during that turn. Really driving the truck hard.
Yeah, it's not a super easy track either, especially for a 1.5 mile base configuration.
No, the turns only bank a maximum of 14 degrees here. So it's going to be something that you cannot drive flat out. Takes a little bit more to it. They're up at the front now. Levi McCarty once again. Jacob Denson and McCarty kind of holding at that about 3/10 area. Not much change to that situation going on right now. Scherer still 12 positions up from his position of 7th, from his initial position, is now holding 7th, which he lost to Charlie Harcum.
Yeah, but he's working on getting Harcum back here. You can see it. Driving that inside line, trying to get clean air to the front splitter. Trying to get that drive in through the corner.
Doing what he can behind
them. Bottom, coming at 3.
Very close call with Lemke as well. And yes, Harcum losing the position by a nose here. Down to the inside, can't quite get in line. There we go. He's got his position in line behind Ed Scherer, who was able to take it back. Edward Scherer Jr. Yep. Looking through the list here, it looks like things may have calmed down a little bit. Maybe everybody finally is taking a breather from some that's been going on. But this is Nashville, and these guys know that stage 1 points are stage 1 points. It's all worth getting. So if anybody can try to get that just a couple extra positions, it's always going to be a little bit worth it. You see a lot of aggression sometime in stage 1. I remember stage 1 of the last one that I watched of High Slide. It was very exciting too.
Yeah, this series will always put on a good show from start to finish here as we see a battle starting to form here between McCarty and Denson for the lead again. Denson has brought that lead back down to right at a 10th.
He's looking for it here. We're on lap 22 right now in stage 1.
McCarty is... Carry on, my bad.
No, you're absolutely good. McCarty is looking to try to hold off Denson, and hopefully he will be able to for just a few laps more and get that stage 1 win. But Denson keeps looking to the inside and showing himself in McCarty's mirror.
And McCarty is doing a really good job of maximizing his corner entry, but the problem is when you do that, you kind of scrub up your, the center of the corner. And where Denson is really starting to get him is he's getting a really good run off the corners from center off.
Right there, I think we just saw it. He could move a little bit closer if he wanted to. Maybe still just not quite ready to find that moment for the pass. Boo! Very close now, the two of them. That was probably the closest they've been during the entire race so far. Back, we got a 2 wide position in the back there a little bit. Looks like Pendergrass and Pendergrass are in line, but it's Lemke and Timothy Pendergrass who are door to door in the 55 there. That's Lemke. As Andrew Pendergrass passes Timothy. Or excuse me, the other way around. Timothy passes Andrew. Pendergrass family drivers are very close right now. Spreading out a little bit, still keeping things 2 wide with Lemke.
Yeah, good battles going on all the way throughout the field at the moment.
It's gorgeous. Up at the front, Denson has let off just a little bit as it looks like several packs have formed of cars.
No,
a lot
Chapman.
of the battling. Chapman just take a hit?
No, he got down to the bottom, almost got Lucas squirreled up coming out of turn 4, rolled out of the throttle, saved him from what could have been a costly incident.
Chapman very close now. Ooh, just a little bit of net coating into the back of the 32 from what I could see. Didn't actually push him around a little bit, but iRacing wanted to say that they were close enough to just about be touching. Or to exchange business cards out the window.
Chapman is going to get by here. He's going to clear him. Move Chapman up to 4th place in front of Lucas. In 5th, and Scherer back there in 6th, hungry for it. On the outside of the 5 of Grigsby.
I see that. Scherer in the number 1, holding that middle line. Grigsby now stay on the inside. He brings it up, looks for the draft.
Yep, Grigsby going to tuck back in line here, try to maximize his corner.
And it looks like he's got it. Down to the inside goes number 1. Edward Scherer Jr. As again, it looks like things have spread out into a few different packs again as a result of maybe all the aggression going on. I think that's probably what's causing all this to split up, but there is still some close racing as Chapman makes his move now down to the inside of Probst. He wants that podium, or at least that stage 1 podium. He makes a big dive now down to the yellow line.
Right there, get those left sides on the paint. Try to give yourself a good rotation to the corner. He's going to get the spot here. Move Chapman up, 3rd now.
Back up to the top. He's got a good line, potentially a little bit of a bump from Probst as he makes the pass.
And realistically speaking, this is the best Chapman has looked all season. He is hauling the mail right now.
Wow. Just taking a look here.
Dive to the inside of Denson. He's going to move up to 2nd here.
He's on the attack. He's number 3 in the series so far. No wins yet, but tonight things could change. As Chapman takes 2nd place. Levi McCarty in 1st. Still a little bit of a gap there. But I got a feeling that if he finds the draft, Chapman is going to be knocking on McCarty's door in a few moments here.
Again, one more set of turns. He's going to be there. See right here, I think Chapman's on fresher stuff right now. Really good run through the center. Gonna get right up to the bumper of McCarty here by the end of the straightaway.
You are correct. Chapman pitted at lap 10 when we had our caution, grabbed some tires, was one of about a handful of cars. Gonna be about half the field did so.
That was a really smart move.
Absolutely. He's out here on fresher tires. He's not having to worry so much about the buildup. And there goes the move now, potentially for 2nd place. Big dive to the inside again.
Huge dive, gets it into the center, perfectly fine. He's going to get out. He's going to get the lead coming here to the line.
Beautiful, beautiful move. The same move he just used a moment ago against Jacob Denson. Cinches him the 1st place for right now. Let's see if he can hold on to it as McCarty now falls back a little bit. Looks like he's losing a little bit of speed. He might get threatened in a moment by Jacob Denson. Potentially rattle a little bit.
Yeah, these guys out here, they have nothing for those 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles that are underneath the 25 machine of Chapman. He's going to pull away by a significant margin.
Chapman's on the 10 tires. Timothy Pendergrass is on the 10 tires as well. Here comes the move now to the inside. And it's going to be Jacob Denson passing Levi McCarty. McCarty still on the outside. Looks like Probst is signaling potentially to take that inside line.
My goodness, with all the excitement, I just realized we totally missed the stage.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a stage yellow.
Yeah, no yellows tonight. Yeah,
Oh my goodness,
lap
you're
25. Right. Next one's 75. My bad there.
We did miss the first stage. Well, around lap 25, I wonder who is the first. Well, let me check and see. Is Jacob Denson leading around lap 25? Congratulations, Jacob Denson, for winning the first stage. When does the second stage come up again?
75, I believe.
75. So we've got a little ways to go here, as we've got 140 laps total at Nashville Superspeedway.
Let me double check it. Yep, 75.
Very good. Thank you for that. Chapman at the front. Levi McCarty. Oh, excuse me. Jacob Denson in second. McCarty in third. Probst and Shearer now side by side. Shearer up 14 places now, holding fifth. Falling back a little bit, but refusing to get in line with the train. He's now down to the inside with a hard drive. He'd been staying up a little bit most of this race so far. He's not on fresher tires either. Neither of these two are. But he's now diving the inside, trying to cut that track a little bit, fighting the looseness of older tires as they get a little bit of wake here. And he can throw out the rear end of that truck as it comes around that turn, using his brakes effectively. He's able to slide forward now. He takes fourth place.
Nice, all over the back end of the 21 machine of Levi McCarty. Diving here into 3, going to get a little bit of air on the nose. Offset that front just a little bit. Try to get some fresh air.
Jacob Denson falling back now. He is pitting.
Denson pitting.
Looks like the leader is in. Or excuse me, the second place is in. And a number are following him. Some people now making the decision to go ahead and get those tires switched up. Get some gas in the car. Chapman's still out and hauling. He's got fresher tires. He doesn't need to stop for anything right now. This is his chance to put a good amount of space between himself and the rest of that pack that's going to be on, well, newer tires. But this is the time he's got to build it up. So with all this open air, why not do it?
Yeah, he's looking good up there at the front, that's for sure.
Let's look back a little ways. Everybody now a lot more spread out because of the situation with the other half of the field now going in for tires. Things have taken a bit of a breather. Your current leader, Andrew Chapman, second place, Edward Shearer Jr. Third place now, Timothy Pendergrass, as Levi McCarty makes the move for the pits. Tyler Riggs in fifth. Excuse me, in fourth now. And Joshua Gathright in fifth.
Got a handful of people on pit road here.
Oh, yeah. Let's see who we've got on pit road. Coming out of pit road right now, we've got Andrew Pendergrass and Cody Henderson. Popping in, it's Levi McCarty and Andrew Lemke.
Nice looking paint on that 55 machine tonight.
55 Lemke with a Full Sail Racing paint scheme. Chapman's out front still. Holding it down.
Off sequence from the rest of the guys in the field. Going to stay out a little bit longer, try to get the good out of these tires and get as much of that tank burned off as he can before he comes in.
Yes, sir. And speaking of off sequence, Edward Shearer Jr. in the number 1. He's the only driver so far who has not pit. As I say that, he pits. Nashville has some unique qualities to it. And we're now seeing how these drivers handle them. The pitting strategy being one of the unique ways that you have to learn this track. Looks like Shearer waiting to the last moment, not really sure exactly what my brain's just trying to calculate. Like what why he waited so long to come back in.
You've got 60% fuel here, and if you stay out, you can.
That's fair, right?
I'm trying to word it right now.
You got 60% fuel.
My brain's short circulating. Bear with me.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
Weeks up here in the booth with Austin Edstrom. You're gonna lose a couple of race outs. I can tell you that.
I just had the problem a moment ago. I was trying to form words, and they just weren't happening. So instead, I'm going to focus on the people at the front of the race. Andrew Chapman still setting laps, going around. He's leading the lap 10 crew, who all pitted on lap 10. That's himself, Timothy Pendergrass, Joshua Gathright, Austin Pendergrass, James Kerr, those guys all pit on lap 10. Everybody else now is part of the crew of pitting in the late 30s. So we've got a lot of faster tires now that are going to be chasing these two down, including former second place Tyler Riggs down 13 places after an unfortunate incident where it looks like Joseph Causey was just caught up with some netcode between the two of them and he was spun out of the race. Riggs now looking to try to make up some places, flying past the 75, or excuse me, flying past the, pardon, was that the 75 I saw there? 75 there of James Kerr. He's making his way back up.
The 24 machine on pit road right now.
Yep. Oh, someone just came back in. That's Austin Pendergrass. I think he was one of the 10 crew, so he's the first one to break out of that pack. We're going to probably see a few more of them make that decision. Timothy Pendergrass now pitting. At the front there, it's Andrew Chapman, still now by himself. Plenty of room around him, it looks like. No one in front, no one behind. Gathright. James Kerr making the move on Gathright now. Kerr down, excuse me, not Kerr. We've got lapping traffic now, and I'm getting confused for a second. I need to be watching the relatives a little bit better. And I'll be able to keep up with it. Ooh.
Right into the fence right there coming out of 4.
Yeah, I saw that.
Grigsby.
That's, that was an unfortunate bump. I believe that was Joshua Gathright.
That was a hard smack for the 89.
Hard smack for the 89. Hopefully it won't cost him too much.
He's got damage. Not much, but it's there.
Oh, every little bit counts. It all adds up.
He's skewed down the back straightaway. I think he knocked the toe out of it.
Oof. Well, we'll see. Maybe he might have to take it in and decide if he's going to be able to stick in this race or not. Yep. Oh, wow. That didn't look good.
He's dog tracking pretty bad.
All eyes are on the situation right now with that. Was the 82 of Charlie Harcum. It wasn't the 82. Which car was that?
89, Gathright.
89, thank you. Joshua Gathright holding second
Maybe he just
place.
got a bad angle down the straightaway because he's looking straight now on his onboard.
Okay. That might have just been a bad angle. We'll see how well he holds up. Right now, drafting him, it's Tyler Riggs who's making the move on the outside. Really getting that tail end kick out there. Whoa, quick switch
and a
up.
big dive to the bottom by the 710 of Henderson.
Henderson with that big switch, fast movements, good reaction times.
Chapman, your leader on pit road now.
He needed to get off of those 10 tires. Only 2 people left with those tires, and that's Gathright and Kerr. But with that, Gathright will take the lead, up 11 places now. Gathright still being part of that 10. Kerr coming down. Yep, I think it's about time everybody got on the same page, or close to it. So with that, we've seen the last, not quite the last, of number 10 tires out, but we're going to come back in a little bit to finish up stage 2 and give you a little bit more from Nashville as we watch high slide racing.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to High Slide Truck Race. Excuse me. I've got to make sure that I get this exactly right. I've only got a chance to get it right one time. Welcome. I don't have.
You got the giggles there, huh?
I do. I absolutely do. I'm laughing because I'm nervous, and when I get nervous, I start to laugh. High Slide Racing League. I got a couple of leagues I'm following here, and I'm just trying to make sure that I get them right. You know what I mean? But here at High Slide right now, we've got Ed Shearer Jr. taking first place during the break.
Huh. Well, if that don't just make sense.
He was driving
look,
very hard.
I said, tonight could be the night that he finally seals the deal, gets himself his first win of the season. And, with Whitley and Gauzy out, I mean, it just solidifies that, in my opinion. Shearer running really good, worked his way from the tail end of the field back up here to the lead.
I'd say you're right. I'd say that it's been an interesting fight to get to the front, and you've seen a lot of leads changing thanks to things like tire strategies being different and the timing of a couple of smaller wrecks. I think we've had even one or two wrecks without a caution being thrown. The second of which also occurred here. I didn't quite get eyes on exactly what happened to Cody Henderson and Nathan Aldrich, but both of them ended up unfortunately heading back to the putting the trucks up on the skids, and they're out of the race for the night.
Yeah, it's a shame for both of them. Both of them running pretty good tonight. Another one that I'd keep an eye out, though, is Chapman. Chapman on an entirely different strategy compared to a lot of these guys out here right now. Good playoff in his benefit. Here we go. We got a Henderson right here going into turn 3. I believe that's 3. Yeah, it's 3. Nope, that's 1 and 2.
That's 1 and 2. Let's see, he's down. Yeah, I think he might have just had to go. Maybe he had to use the bathroom real bad. Sometimes you just get there. Well, we may find out later. We may not, but unfortunately, it looks like the two of them are out for the night.
Back in the days of starting parks, they'd refer to that as handling issues.
Sounds about right. Ooh. Let's take it back live. As we got eyes on the 91 right now of Jordan Probst in third place here.
Denson and Probst both looking really strong, too. Only 2 seconds off your leader of Shearer Jr. Side-by-side battle here right now between the 55 and the 49.
49 of Z Collins here, falling back just a little bit as Lemke pushes forward, down on the inside, putting the squeeze on now just a little bit. Nope,
Collins,
not too much.
Still a pretty recent grab for this series. New driver, only a handful of starts, has had the absolute worst luck in the world his first couple starts here in the High Slide Truck Series. Hoping to move that program forward and, run a little better. Looks like he's having a good run tonight, just staying out of trouble, keeping it clean. That's what he needs to be looking for. So far, so good.
And once the track gets more rubber on it, it's going to be harder and harder to keep clean in those corners. Andrew Chapman just able to make the pass now on Levi McCarty for fourth place.
Yeah, Chapman on way fresher tires.
Yep, being followed very closely by Levi McCarty. still holding on, trying to maybe get his position back. Another move here for Chapman.
He's going to fly by Probst here. He was so fast.
Screaming down into the turn. Yeah, absolutely screaming into the turn. Taking second place. Eyes on Shearer Jr.
He's still got Denson to get through, about 3 seconds ahead.
Oh, that's true. Shearer Jr. quite a ways away there. It looks like he's got about 3 seconds away, 4 seconds away from Andrew Chapman.
Probst getting passed right now by McCarty, at least battled. McCarty going to dive it down here into turn 3. Clear Probst before they even get to the entry of the corner. Probst going to back it down, fall back in line. Here comes McCarty.
Nice, clean
with eyes on the podium.
Well, it's a similar situation. Chapman now diving past Denson. Makes it clean. So now can he catch him? Can he use the little boost he might end up getting from Jacob Denson?
It's not going to benefit him so much. The main thing that's really going to help him is just having these way fresher tires than what Scherer's got. But also, catching Scherer's going to be one thing. Passing him is going to be another.
No, you're right about that. Scherer could have the better line, or very much with the tire situation, Scherer's going to have the better tires. So trying to get past him is going to be something that is going to continue to always be difficult. I know that sounds like a weird way to put it.
By the time Chapman gets up to him, I think that he's going to have those good years that he's got, the 10 lap or so fresher stickers. I think they're going to be pretty worn out compared to Scherer's by the time he gets up there to him. But I mean, iRacing tire wear is always got an asterisk sitting next to it. So
you think Scherer puts the pedal to the metal a little bit here, knowing that Chapman has been rising in the ranks behind him?
I think Scherer just keeps doing what he's doing, keeps things straight, keeps it nice and tidy. Gets, they're on 2 different strategies. Don't go out there and mess up your day trying to race a guy on fresher stuff than you.
Yeah, it sounds like a losing strategy for sure. And if you're paying attention, you know where he's at. Looking here at the number 1, Edward Scherer, down to the inside again. Nice clean line, just a little bit loose on the exit, kind of how you want it.
91 machine Probst coming down pit road.
Looking forward now.
One of the first few takers here.
We've got 6 laps to go until the end of stage 2 at Nashville Superspeedway. You are watching the GridVision broadcast of the High Slide Racing League. And Ed Shearer Jr. has had a commanding lead for the past couple of laps here. I'm pretty sure he's going to be taking home stage 2. Chapman, Andrew Chapman specifically, will be looking at your second place, most likely here. And then Jacob Denson will be, looks like he's going to be third. Let's just see if those hold. Those are your current standings with 5 laps to go. Let's see if those numbers hold, and those end up being where the points lie. Points fall.
This is also going to be such a heartbreak for Causey right now, too. In a close battle, points battle with Mark Whitley for the regular season championship before we get to the playoffs. Had the perfect opportunity to come out here and make a lot of points over Mark Whitley and gets taken out on lap 12 before they even got through the first stage.
That's true. The two of them very close in points. It looks like there's a pretty sizable gap between Causey and Chapman. So the fight between the two at the top would have been a lot closer if what happened to Causey hadn't occurred, because Whitley's now is going to continue to hold on to that lead.
Got a couple pitters right here. We got Miz coming in front of him. We got the 32 machine, Lucas.
Miz and Lucas here. Andrew Lemke also in the pits.
Yep.
And Jacob Denson. Let's see what this fresh set does for a few people here. Out at the front, Edward Shearer still working the tires he got from lap 40. Andrew Chapman behind him is working the ones he got from lap 48. All this set appears to be the 37s right now on Derek Grigsby, 4th place. Grigsby down 1 position from 3rd, where he started it all. But the hardest chargers tonight have been the leads. Oh, Grigsby also falling back in addition. No, potentially, no, not getting falling back, just getting
slide out
of the way of
Grigsby
some faster
there.
stuff. Yeah, he's got the oldest tires here, so he's got to be careful.
Oh, when C. Collins hit the fence.
Oof.
At some point, he's on pit road right now, getting 4 and some fuel.
1 lap to go to the end of stage 2. I don't know if pit road would have been open or closed for Collins here. You know, good question from the booth. I don't. What are the rules on that? Do you know specifically?
I'm not too sure, honestly, how they run it here.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see
let's talk that one out
happens.
after the race.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be asking some questions potentially here. Ed Shearer Jr. as we cross the line, lap 75, or excuse me, as we're in the back stretch here.
Here we are. Stage winner is going to be Ed Shearer Jr. Chapman going to be back 2 seconds behind him.
And then almost 7-second difference there between the leader and number 3, Levi McCarty.
Yep.
As we were saying there, the hardest 2 chargers being the leaders themselves. 18 positions up. Edward Shearer Jr., 13 for Andrew Chapman.
And right now, if you're Chapman, the thing that you're not liking is the fact that you are on 8-lap fresher tires than Shearer Jr. And he's equalized with you.
Yeah.
Chapman not able to gain any spots on this fresher good, any more time on Shearer on this fresh Goodyears. Sitting between 2.5 seconds back.
Feels like a wasted opportunity, or at least not wasted opportunity, but it feels like he's past the point of them having been an advantage now. And now the question is, when is he going to pit a second time? Edward Shearer Jr. Very tough to say.
Say it 5 times fast.
First. I'll try my best. Maybe later on, because right now we're going to talk about some more pitters here. Tyler Riggs heading in. He's made his way back up to 5th place after falling back to the end of the pack after that wreck. Charlie Harcum is coming out of the pits right now, along with Austin Pendergrass as well. So even more.
Riggs has scratched SpongeBob's face off.
Oh no! How will we ever know what the car's who the car is about?
On both sides.
SpongeBob's face on both sides. Nickelodeon is going to be very upset with him.
Patrick looks great, but man, SpongeBob's got some crazy acne going right now.
Unfortunate. Oof. Well, hopefully he gets that cleared up very soon.
Oh, race leader Shearer Jr. coming down pit road. Oh, a little bit of lockup. Good job keeping it under him.
Yeah, he was going fast. He was going to patch off him. He locked him up. I didn't have. I didn't quite see close enough, but.
Let's see if that was a penalty or not. He was pretty quick coming in there.
Let's find out. Eyes on the pit time for Edward Shearer Jr. Falling back a little ways to 4th place, but not so bad so far.
Stage 2 winner on pit road. Chapman now pulling away with the lead for the time being.
Shearer, he's out. No penalty to serve.
14.3, pretty decent stop.
Made it at the line.
Oh, my bad. That's Chapman's pit stop we're looking at there. 14.5, not bad.
Oh, that was me. I'm sorry.
You'd probably want to start talking to the Jackman about a few less Twinkies during the week with a 14.5, but hey, we'll take it.
It's tough when you're sponsored by Hostess. Oh, no, it's Nickelodeon, right? No, the
pristine
Nickelodeon
auctions for Shearer Jr. this week.
Pristine auctions, very good.
Pristine auctions.
I'm sure they're very proud of him in his driving this week. Chapman now out in front, very close behind him. The 91 making a move just to, looks like maybe get back in line. Jordan Probst down a lap, I think. I believe so. Yes, he is.
Oh, P4 for Probst right now.
That's right.
Not doing too bad.
Sorry, I had the cameras in the wrong spot. Yep, third place there. And in for the pits goes Timothy Pendergrass. He was third. Chapman still just holding an excellent position there. Oh, a little bit of contact potentially.
It's
Chapman.
one of those deals where these guys are some way fresher stuff right now. He's trying to get out of the way. Right there, that's the battle for the lead, theoretically speaking. Scherer Jr. going to drive by Chapman here, unlap himself. Scherer currently in the 5th position, but he's on fresher stuff than the guys in front of him. Chapman going to bring it in.
Finally, he could tell the writing was on the wall. Some nice hard driving out there. Excellent work. And hopefully these new tires will get him back in the old position as soon as he can. Speaking of working their way back up, I did say that Tyler Riggs, my pick, was doing well. It looks like he fell back a couple positions recently. Ooh, rough looking pit stop. Parking job there. He only took 2, I think.
That's 14-2.
Oh, 14-2. Okay.
Even faster stop than before.
To the front right now, Jordan Probst being followed very closely.
2 lap trucks in between him and second place out of Scherer Jr.
Yeah, just getting involved in some of the traffic, or being the traffic, just being the traffic himself, I guess.
Here comes Scherer diving down to the inside of the 55 machine. Bringing it here into turn 3, right to the rear bumper of Probst. It's not going to be that hard for him to get by Probst based on the speed disparity. All over the rear bumper of Jordan Probst, down to the bottom. Not going to get him here at the line, though. Probst is going to lead that one. But coming into turn 1, it's Edward Scherer Jr. back to the front.
Scherer Jr. finally a little more competition for first place after a long stretch of pretty dominant driving by the various drivers who've been by the drivers who held first place. We had Scherer Jr. and we also had a little bit of Andrew Chapman there for a little while, but Scherer Jr. now elongating that gap, able to stretch back out a little bit. As behind him, it's Jordan Probst and Andrew Lemke. Now we're going to send it to commercial again here on GridVision. We're going to be right back in a little bit. Stay tuned.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back to High Slide Thursday Night Truck Series. I'm Joe LaCastro alongside Sheldon Adkins. We're picking things up at lap 96 of 140 as Edward Shearer Jr., our leader, has just popped across the line. We'll pick things up and give you a little recap of where things currently stand during the break. It looks like Edward Shearer Jr. is in first, Jordan Probst is in second, Jacob Denson in third, Levi McCarty in fourth, and Andrew Chapman rounding out the top five. Chapman, the latest on tires, was your leader for a little while. He started losing positions a little bit right toward the end of the last segment before we went to break. He made the call to fall back and get those tires, so now he's able to hold on to fifth place, though. Maybe he can work his way back up.
Yeah, he's got a much more sizable gap this run between him and Shearer Jr. than he did on the first run, so it's going to be a lot harder for him. You could see that once he got within 2 seconds of Shearer Jr. from the lead, that he really started to... Oh, we got a wreck. Denson head on into the wall of the front bumper. I think Lemke is going to wipe up Chapman and Levi McCarty.
Levi McCarty, the 21, I was about to say. 21 took some heavy damage to the front right. Let's get eyes on that again.
And it's, I was talking about Chapman. It's going to be a lot harder now.
There's a contact, a very similar looking wreck to what we saw earlier, and then a hard break. And I'm guessing that he locked it up. Levi McCarty.
As you come out of these corners, you get so tight there on the bottom, and you're desperate to try and clear the guy on your outside. So you give it a little bit of gas, hoping that he gives you a little bit of a break, seeing that, your entire truck is just about in front of him, aside from, 10% of the bumper. But some of these guys, they just won't roll out of it, and rightfully so. Here we go. We got Chapman right here behind McCarty. And McCarty slams the brakes where Chapman can even see it.
He just blasted him.
The good news for Chapman, I think that's salvageable. He didn't really tear it up too bad visually. Yeah, I think that Chapman can save that thing.
Well, let's hope so.
As Darby watches his favorite part, the front bumpers bouncing like basketballs.
It's one of my favorite parts too, I gotta say. The dance of the bumper. It's a terrifying ballet. As the whole field, or at least many of them, make to pit, keep your eyes on the few who don't. Right now, that's right here. Pendergrass.
This right here is going to take everybody's strategy and throw it right out the window.
Yep, this is a big shaking of the Etch-a-Sketch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of flattens things out a little bit. The only real thing you've got going on is it looks like you do have a few holdouts who may not be going in.
I think it might be a good time for you to... tell us about some of our sponsors.
Well,
what do you think, Joe?
Now you put me on the spot to remember the list of sponsors that I was told just a few moments ago. I'm trying my best to remember. I see swim. Oh, excuse me. Well, you know what? I am going to do better, and I'm going to get some of those sponsors.
Ah, man, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Here. It's okay. I do feel a little bit put on the spot, but I will
Sorry,
do my
buddy.
best to keep up. No, it's okay. I probably should have done a little more reading up on the sponsors instead of just the track before we started tonight's race. I did focus on that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to these sponsors, because now, guess what? Hey, guess what, Sheldon?
Oh, what's up, buddy?
I know all about sponsors.
Oh, really?
That's right. And did you know about men's mental health awareness, for instance?
I'm completely unaware. Please tell me more.
Well, let me tell you. I'm going to ask you a question. It's going to be rhetorical, but it's important. Did you know that every year millions of men silently battle with mental health issues? Well, right now it's time to break. That they did. Now you do. Well, it's time to break the silence. We want to remind you that it's okay to ask for help. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, or just feeling overwhelmed, know that you're not alone. Reaching out for support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Talk to a friend, a family member, a professional. Share your story. Listen to others. Together, we can create a world where mental health is prioritized and stigma is left behind. Remember, strong men talk, strong men heal, strong men thrive. So that's brought to you by the Men's Mental Health Awareness. Especially when your co-host puts you on the spot and asks you to remember where to find the ad reads.
Yeah, I'm terrible. Let me break the new guy here on his second night broadcast in this series.
Yeah, and it is my second night broadcasting this series, and I had a feeling I remembered that channel from the last time, but I forgot where it was.
A really good cause, though.
Wonderful. I picked a good cause.
Yeah. There's some confusion here, it looks like, in the scoring right now.
I see that. Lights are out on the pace car, but we've still got some sorting happening. Looks a little bit confusing there. I think people... Okay, all right. I think we've got it lined up now. A few cars trying to play catch-up still in the back. As we come around 3. We are on lap 102 of 140. We're finally across the triple-digit mark here at Nashville Superspeedway. 14 degrees of concrete, now covered in rubber. The situation is going to be perilous, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Here we go, coming down and around, and in a moment across the line with the green flag. Brought to you once again by Men's Mental Health Awareness. Let's take it home, boys.
Jared Jr. with a really good launch here. He's going to get himself about 3/10 out in front of second place. Second place is now Lucas.
Reckon. We've got Reckon behind.
Oh, everybody sideways.
Wall. It looks like Miz into the wall along with a few others.
Somebody cracked a motor on that hit. I could hear it.
Miz hit the wall. It looks like Lemke. Denson also. Let's watch the replay. A little bit of bumper to bumper traffic on the launch. Here comes the launch. That's the green flag. And right there you see the 25 very close on the nose. Comes around and all of them just get stacked up.
Chapman with a huge dive in there, got into the back of the 89 machine at Gaithright. Had to check up to keep it off him, and the other people just weren't able to check up in time.
Launching the number 7 into the wall. Well, we held it green for just a little bit there. The perils of Nashville rearing their heads.
55 Wham. Just snapped.
Fast up into the wall. That was Lemke.
He had a handful of wrecks in the middle of that wreck.
Whew. Well, still back up at the front, holding it down. Let's see, we got another view on here first. Oh. And is this from the 55 now? The blown motor for the 55. You heard it. You were right. Back to live. The lights are on, and we're still pacing here, getting ourselves sorted back out, as it looks like a few from the crash are coming on back out. Also, Jason Miss is in the pits, still has been, but James Kerr might soon be out. Oh, maybe.
And the 25 Chapman is giving the EOL for that incident. And
Youch.
he was none too happy about it over the radio.
Ooh, some choice words, maybe. No phrases. You can't say that on TV. He was kind of in the middle of it.
They're saying because the 25 got into the back, and his checkup was what caused the wreck behind him.
Oh, when he got into the back of the car in front of him. Yep, and then he checked it up. Unfortunate, the way the hammer falls. Chapman falling back now. Or having fallen back now.
No. We got a full brawl happening in the channel now.
I see. Keep me updated on it. I don't have
But
the...
at this point, this is Scherer Jr.'s race to lose now.
That's true. Especially with Chapman down there. Even with 34 laps to go. Scherer Jr. with another good launch, he'll be in good shape. Sheldon Atkins, I'm going to pass it to you down on pit road. Can you tell us how the situation is with the drivers?
Currently, everybody's kind of silencing it down. There was a little bit of arguing with Chapman and race control. It's basically just going to be one of them deals where there's probably going to be a protest filed, and people will either be happy moving forward or they're going to be disappointed.
All right. Well, while we're here, we just got to get the race done. We can talk about what happened later.
Oh, and Chapman just threw a left hook at race control, knocked him right on the ground. Now they're all fighting.
Oh, no. Will tonight's race continue?
And somebody stole the pace truck.
Pace truck, it's gone. It's going to Wendy's. Does anybody want anything? I just got a text from the driver who stole the pace truck. Baconator for Darby. I'll take one of those grilled chicken things with the ranch and the cheese, you know? Perfect right now.
I blame Denny Hamlin.
You blame Denny Hamlin? Well, Wendy's doesn't sponsor us, but you know who does sponsor us? Aquatic Express.
Yeah.
And Aquatic Express is a pool service that I could read you a little bit about while we're going through here, but I think we're actually, I don't have time to do that because we're about to go green. If I had been looking, I would have noticed, but here we go. Get ready for it. And we're green, green, green. Let's go.
Scherer Jr. with another great launch. Going to get himself another 2/10 out here in front of the field. Oh, man, bad time to get a hiccup.
Absolutely 2 wide behind. They're 3 wide in the back now. Andrew Chapman holding down the inside line. Hopefully simmer down a little bit so he can drive with some nice smooth inputs without gripping the wheel too tight.
That ain't going to happen. Chapman is hot right now, trying to get himself back up. He knows he was in contention to win this race. Now he's at the back of the field for an instant. He doesn't even feel it was his fault.
That's true. Now you can see
from the 82 machine. I would not be blocking the 25.
Me either. Not at this point. Not if you want to keep your car out of the wall. Looks like Scherer Jr.'s got gap of about still only 2/10, 3/10 away from Jordan Probst, who's holding on to second place very closely with a similar gap back to Joshua Lucas.
And Josh Lucas into the fence coming out turn 4 there in third place. Just a little graze, but a lot of tire smoke being thrown.
This pack of This pack at the front's looking pretty good for contention in these last couple of laps here. 30 laps to go at Nashville. This pack of 3 is becoming a pack of 4 very quickly, though, with Derek Grigsby sneaking his way up, looking for some kind of line on Joshua Lucas. Checking back in on Andrew Chapman just to see where he's at with the hard charge back to the front. He is looking to pass Austin Pendergrass on the outside here, driving hard, pushing those tires across that concrete. He takes it on the outside.
Chapman didn't really have the time to get a whole lot of his damage repaired, too, under those yellows. See the back end still torn up on that Hokies Virginia Tech Toyota Tundra. Wow, that was hard to get out.
Yeah, but you did it, and that's what matters.
I fell down the stairs about 3 times that we did it, guys.
You did it. You landed on your feet, though, so here we go. Most of the cars now strung out, a good-looking string of pearls sort of formation. A little bit of hard driving between Timothy Pendergrass and Tyler Riggs here. Riggs down to the inside. He's looking for something on Andrew Pendergrass. Can he take it? The 26 machine with the SpongeBob livery, trying to get the Valvoline oil change car out of the way.
Yeah, they even got Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs can't see, man. He knocked his eyes out.
Oh, you got me there.
How's he gonna count his money? All right, no, that's not it. I can only do Squidward and SpongeBob's laugh, but I don't think anybody wants to hear that. We're not getting paid for impressions.
I think we're good on that. We can do SpongeBob impressions during commercial breaks. All you want, though, buddy.
All right.
All right. Looks like the line is Tyler Riggs still looking for a line on the inside, but that 45 of Timothy Pendergrass has not let Riggs get away with much. He's still got to keep him on the defense, or else he's going to tighten that position up even further. Riggs very close to the other Pendergrass in front of him, Andrew. And this little trio is probably the most exciting thing in the middle of the pack right now that we've been watching. Up at the front, Edward Shearer still has a pretty solid lead on Jordan Probst, who might just be waiting for the right moment. Everybody in the front down to the top sixth person has pit on lap 99. So they're all on the same set of tires right now. So it's really going to be a bit pretty much anyone's race. In terms of tire wear, the race is coming back almost full circle. There's only about a 6-lap difference between any of these guys and their tire wear.
Oh, Tyler Riggs getting pushed through the corner by the 45 of Pendergrass.
Riggs holding on to it.
2 hours later.
Holding on to it.
Thank you for that, Darby.
I've appreciated it. Riggs now, it seems like he is just doing whatever he can to keep up the speed, to keep out of Pendergrass's trouble. But on the inside, here comes Chapman. The one-time race leader now looking to reclaim his lost throne, charging hard and finding any way he can to get the advantage on any of these drivers as he pushes his way toward the front.
And the problem you see for Chapman right now, too, is you saw the straightaway. He's so good in the corners, gets such a good drive off. Watch them pull away from him here on the straightaways with all that rear damage, all that damage to the spoiler. It is killing his momentum.
It is, but then he drives it down to the inside like this, and it all makes it back up again on these turns. He's got a aggressive strategy here that's pushing his car to its absolute limit with only about 22 laps to go. He's got 22 laps to make up another 8 places. Or 7 places, excuse me. Things have calmed down just a little bit. The only thing that hasn't is the aggressive push brought on by Andrew Chapman, who is now 3/10 off of Timothy Pendergrass. If he can close that gap at all, he will, and it looks like he is steadily doing it now, under 3/10.
Oh, we got to dive to the bottom here. Miz to the inside of Z Collins coming in turn 3.
I was just trying to look and see what was going on a little bit further back in the pack. Z Collins on the outside now.
Not really going to be able to fight it off too much. Miz is just hauling down there on the bottom. Z-Con's going to have the position for this lap, but coming into turn 1 could be a different story.
About to find out.
He's giving it all he's got up there on the top, though. Miz gets to the apron. Got real loose there.
Miz is a lap down right now. He's racing hard for a man who's a lap down with so few laps left in the race. Oh, into the wall goes
Collins into the
Collins.
fence. A contact from the 75 on the bottom.
Smacks the wall hard. But he's able to save it. Pretty remarkable.
Not what he was looking for, though.
Nope, not at all. Hopefully, he's able to just maintain now. Any damage is minimal. Time will tell. Not too much time, though, as we are down to the last 18 laps of tonight's race.
Sure, Junior right now doing what he's so good at, trying to save some tires, maintaining gap to second place. Really getting a good chance to shine here with the absence of Causey and the absence of Whitley. I think this, like I said coming into this thing, man, I think this might be the night that he finally gets it done, and so far he has proven to be nothing but perfect all night.
You called it. I gotta say, that was pretty prophetic. Very, very well done. At least I'm gonna be not saying that too soon, but he's been dominant at the very least.
But I do wonder, do we have another pit stop left?
Oh man, that's a good question. With 99, with Ed Sheeran Jr., he's only pitted 3 times during this race. I'm gonna say no. Not with the gap he's got, and the gap he would have.
I'm just wondering about the fuel mileage. Is what I'm wondering about. No, they're good. Okay,
They're gonna be fine. I hope. I'm sure they are.
he's gonna be good.
So
Darby
with
says he's
that
gonna
in
be good.
mind-
Darby knows all.
That's all. You know what? I'm not gonna.
40 laps, all right.
Yep, sounds about right. All right, while we've got things that are a little bit quiet here, we're going to do a quick throw to our sponsors. One of our sponsors tonight, Northland Leisure. Discover the great outdoors with Northland Leisure products. Are you ready to elevate your outdoor adventures? Look no further than Northland Leisure products, proudly based out of the Paws, Manitoba, Canada. Is that how you say that? I hope so. Whether you're an avid camper, a weekend warrior, or just looking to unwind in the great outdoors, Northland Leisure Products has everything you need to make your next trip unforgettable. ATVs, boats, canoes, apparel, service, and much more. We have it all when it comes to the outdoor activities. Visit us at northlandleisureproductsltd.ca and start planning your next adventure today.
What's your next adventure?
My next adventure?
Yeah, where are you going?
Well, I would like to actually get out and go see a race in person at some point this summer. I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet. I got a couple
What
tracks
tracks are you
around
close
me.
to?
Yeah, I got a couple tracks around me. I was thinking I've got Wilmot Raceway. I'm next to Farmer City Raceway, Peoria Speedway. You can kind of place me a little bit. I'm a Midwest guy. Kankakee Speedway. A bunch of dirt tracks. Could be fun for just some summer dirt racing. Or I could make my way over to Indianapolis and see if there was something fun to do over there.
So as far as Indy goes, I think you're kind of tapped out for the year, but there's a lot of fun to be had at your local dirt tracks.
Yes, please, folks, go out and support the small track life. It's such a wonderful time. You get out, bring the family. You're not going to spend a lot of money. You're going to really enjoy it. Back to the race, though. Edward Shearer Jr. Currently about 8/10 ahead.
Ooh. Big dive to the inside of Andrew Chapman, Tyler Riggs. And Tyler Riggs with a mirror full of Timothy Pendergrass.
Riggs could be knocking on Chapman's door here. Chapman feels like he might be a little tapped out on his overall momentum. Not sure where he's going to get it from in these last 10 laps. Unless we have a yellow that stacks everybody up, it's going to be hard for Chapman to really get the boost I think he needs to make up any more positions, or many more positions than he's already in.
The only thing that Riggs is doing really that's hurting himself, though, is he's charging that entry just a little too hard. And that's how Chapman is getting away from him.
Yeah.
So watch it right here in 3. You're going to see Riggs dive in really quick.
Yep.
Not as fast as he is in 1 and 2. 1 and 2, you really see it. I've noticed that the last few laps I've been watching Riggs, he comes in really hot into turn 1.
All right, right through the tri-oval, and let's see here.
So you're right there.
Gets down nice and low. He's
That,
got a pretty clean follow right now on Andrew Chapman, it looks like.
yeah, Chapman's getting that drive off the corner, and Chapman is doing an amazing job right now of making the most out of that damaged truck. He's realized that if he charges his entry and kills his exit, he's just going to be a sitting duck because he's already so torn up with the rear end being busted up like it is. So he's doing a really good job about backing it down, coming into the corner, and focusing your center off. And
Absolutely got to give it to him.
It's a great move. I see what you're doing out there, buddy.
Tyler Riggs, a little bit of bumping into the wall there as we give it up for the hard drive. And Andrew Chapman, he's up 8 places from where he started this race. Still in 7th, was in 1st earlier this race, led the race. Edward Shearer Jr. right now currently leading the race. He's up 18 places from 19th on the grid. He was one of the 2 that chose to not qualify tonight. So from watching from the back of the pack, he's moved all the way to the front.
And Andrew Pendergrass, another one that's made quite a few significant moves tonight. Started P13. He's up to P6 right now. Having a really good run just outside the top 5. Looking solid in the Pendergrass camp tonight.
Absolutely. All 3 of the Pendergrass camp members still in the race and looking pretty good. A moment ago, the 2 of them were, Andrew and Timothy were running in sequence in convoy. But it looks like Austin has been a little bit further behind this evening. Also in the back, we've got Jason Miz holding his line. Ahead of him, in the standings at least, Levi McCarty. McCarty flanked by no one right now, unfortunately. It looks like he's got Denson about 12 seconds back, and Austin Pendergrass is a full 6 seconds ahead.
And Miz, just a heartbreaking night. Could have done a lot better this evening. Had that slide through the grass earlier that didn't net a caution. Really,
that was
really
a rough
threw
one.
him out for the evening, and to fight back and just be 1 lap down after all that. And on the same straightaway, so to speak, as your top 10.
5 laps left to go. 135 out of 140, excuse me. Let's remember, during these 5 laps, a few of the guys who left the race early, some big names. Joseph Causey, one of the guys who was a favorite to win potentially. He's out. We had Nathan Aldrich, Cody Henderson, Jacob Denson, and Andrew Lemke all leave the race tonight.
Yep. But at this point, it is Ed Shearer Jr.'s race to win, Ed Shearer Jr.'s race to lose. Up here with a 1.5 second lead over Jordan Probst in second. Been so good all night. Had the winning strategy. I feel like if this thing played the other way around, it would have been a heck of a battle between him and Chapman by now. But so far, I think Shearer had it from the drop of the flag, and a great crawl through the field from dead last to the lead.
What a crawl, with a couple of cautions to help him out, and then just a lot of smart driving and a great restart. 2 great restarts. Edward Shearer Jr. had a commanding presence in the lead here. Really only cars behind him to worry about. A little bit of lap traffic here and there that he was working his way through, and he still managed to handle that with a little bit of grace. And it was just enough grace to keep that lead, not get him bogged down in any way, seriously enough to get Jordan Probst or anybody else to really threaten his position. 3 laps to go here. Coming around turn 3 into turn 4. There goes Edward Shearer Jr. into turn 4. About to cross the line to give us 2 to go. My pick, Tyler Riggs. is sitting back in 7th place right now, or 8th place, excuse me. Did pretty good for a guy who's allegedly using a controller right now.
All eyes up front right now into turn 3. Bringing out turn 4 here to take us to the white flag. Edward Scherer Jr. with a commanding lead over 2nd place Jordan Probst.
There goes.
Nearly 2-second advantage. See him bring it down here into turn 1, nice and steady. Right up there on the line.
PristineAuction.com. Getting the send up.
In a season that's been dominated by Mark Whitley and Joseph Causey, Edward Scherer Jr. going to come out here, get a good performance in. Going to finally get his name added to the list of winners here in the High Slide Truck Series. Edward Scherer Jr. with the checkered.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. A nice
Well
race
deserved.
of ups and downs tonight. Very well deserved. And a nice race of ups and downs and some side to sides. We saw cars spinning like tops. We made Beyblade references. It was a perfect evening, I think, just based on that alone.
Well deserved for Scherer. I feel like he got robbed at Talladega with a late race caution with a race that him and Causey had absolutely locked up with Scherer out on the point. It's good to see him get some redemption and get that win finally. He's been working so hard.
Bit of congratulations, it looks like, or taps between him and some of the other racers. As our leader brings it to the line for the traditional celebration.
I'll tell you what, another week in a row. Nope, back into the wall. But another week in a row, man, this series has yet to fail to deliver. Every week.
Let's
Such
break
great
down the
racing.
top. You're right. The 2 times I've been here, it's been magnificent. Let's send it to commercial, folks. And once again, congratulations, Edward Scherer Jr. All right, everybody, welcome back. Here is the result list. Let's break it down for you. First place, Edward Scherer Jr. Second, Jordan Probst. Third, Joshua Lucas. Fourth, Derek Grigsby. Fifth, Joshua Gathright. Sixth, Andrew Pendergrass. Seventh, Andrew Chapman. Eighth, Tyler Riggs. Ninth, Timothy Pendergrass. And 10th, Z Collins.
11th place, you're going to have James Kerr, followed by Charlie Harcum and Austin Pendergrass on 13th. 14th is going to be Levi McCarty, followed by Jason Miz and Andrew Lemke. 17th is going to be Jacob Denson with Cody Henderson, and 19th, 18th is going to be Cody Henderson. My bad, scoring messed up there. 19th is going to be Nathan Aldrich, and round out the field with an absolute heartbreak in a Beyblade, Joseph Causey.
What a 20-man field we had there. We lost a few. Some people gained a lot. We're going to be talking to them now in a little bit here. There goes the celebration.
He's still burning it, man.
Still going around is Edward Scherer Jr. Just driving and driving, even though everyone's already gone home. But we're going to start with talking to the third place driver, Jordan Probst.
That was Josh Lucas, third.
Oh, Joshua Lucas, excuse me. I'm sorry. I was reading them based on the names here of the people I was looking at. Anyways, Joshua Lucas, how are you tonight?
Pretty good. Third place isn't too bad in this league, so.
Hey, it was very good. You were up 8 positions now you were up 3 positions, so you're able to stay up toward the front even despite all the stuff that was going on. Can you tell us a little bit about what was going through your head through some of those quick cautions there?
The cautions were a relief. That was a long stretch of green flag racing, and this track chews through tires, so just trying to keep it from putting it in the wall and trying to maintain my position as best I could. So it worked out.
Did your tire strategy hold for most of the race? Did you find?
I feel like I was on what the majority of the field was on. I know Chapman and a few others were pitting that first caution. It seemed like if it went green, they were going to have a big advantage, but I was kind of lucked out with those yellows and got everybody on the same page.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of green flag racing, as you said. So is there anybody that you would like to shout it out to tonight?
Jordan, good P2 finish. Garrett's out there. I appreciate him still putting this on. It's a lot of fun, and look forward to the next one.
All right. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good rest of your night.
All right, you too.
Take care. That was third place Joshua Lucas. Sheldon, I'm going to let you take it away with second place.
Oh man, I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
Sitting here with Jordan Probst, really good quality of the field there. Started 10th, worked your way up to second. What did you think that you needed to be able to get up there with that Shara Jr.?
Well, I think I needed about 20 more horsepower, a physics-defying button, and probably a little bit fresher set of tires than what I had on it compared to what he had. The dirty air was just really, really bad. I had a section there where I kind of gained on it a little bit, and then I don't know, it's about 10 or 12 to go. I hit that air bubble around 7, 8 tenths, and just, or less than that even, and it just went backwards from there. Got the tires way too hot, and by the time they got cooled down and I started making ground again, it was race over. But proud of the effort. Second place in a row. Doing fairly well. I wish I could qualify a little better. I think that would have probably helped a little bit earlier in the race, but all in all, not a bad night.
Man, you looked really good out there, and honestly, I think that your day's coming here in the series pretty soon. You keep taking the needle in the right direction every week. I've been noticing. So I think that day's coming for you soon. Who do you want to thank for this effort, though?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got a lot of people to thank. My race factory crew. We got 2 trucks in the top 5 tonight. Myself and Josh Lucas working really well together. He's a big part of the success here. Andrew Lemke, who was in one of those wrecks late, he had a pretty decent run going himself. He was battling, just outside the top 10. So, of course, he's been a part of the effort for a long time. Kind of sucked to see Causey get knocked out early because he's given us a little bit of his knowledge over the years, racing with him, and everybody who helps with my little race factory operation, girlfriend included. She brings me drinks mid-race sometimes, so it's really a team effort over here.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast too. It means a lot.
Well, hey, Jordan, absolutely great, stellar performance tonight. You go ahead, get yourself some rest, and get a little bit celebrating too. Second place in this split, that means something. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's a tough field. Thanks so much.
Take care. Thank you, man.
All right. Pass it back
Hand it over to Castro here with a race winner.
Thank you very much, my friend. And here he is, Edward Shearer Jr. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Nice to finally get one. I feel like I haven't won. I think probably last time I won something was probably 5 months ago. So it's nice to get one done, and especially at Nashville. Nashville's just a really good track for me overall. But
I could
just
tell.
Really happy to get it. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun tonight.
You had a very commanding lead over a lot of green flag racing going on, and behind you there was a little bit of contention, some bumping and grinding that got a couple of people off the field. What was going through your head as the night went on? What was your strategy as we got closer to the green flag and you were trying to hold on to that lead? How did you hold on to it?
So once that first caution came out, I saw a couple takers pit. I was just like, okay, I think I made the right choice. And then looking at the fuel mileage, it was about I want to say 40 laps almost on the dot, but them pitting a little bit early and before that caution, you let them go a couple more laps. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, if they make it at least a little bit longer than me, they'll have a better fuel mileage. But You could say it was like 50-50 for that last caution where it stacked us all up again. Helped me because it's like, either way, I would have liked it just being a fuel mileage game where we had to pit one more time, but it helped too that we had a really good middle to long run pace. Jordan was definitely catching me a little bit, I felt like, on the short runs. So, but overall, it was just a great race. I wanted to have a challenge a little bit, so I started at the back. I didn't feel like qualifying. So, yeah, that was fun driving through the field. And unfortunately, Causey ended up wrecking, but I felt like it would have been me and him fighting for this win with Mark not in here tonight. But, yeah, no matter what, it's always good to get one, so I'll take this. It was great.
Absolutely. You set yourself a high bar and you hit it. Absolutely. Some incredible driving to make use of those yellows, like you said, and to make your way up to the front. So we wanted to congratulate you again on that first place finish. And is there anybody that you would like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys as usual. You know, and you guys do a great job in the booth as always. Darby does a great job producing. Good stuff tonight, Darb, as usual. I just want to shout out my other team. I have a paint being made by them, so it's just not ready yet, so that's why we have the Haley Deegan one tonight. But Lucky Duck Motorsports with all of our sponsors at No Kid Hungry and Simrap Market, a bunch of other sponsors we got too. It's just, we have a great support over at Lucky Ducks, and just want to thank all of them, and shout out to Causey and all the admins for putting on such a great race. And yeah, probably see y'all next week. I don't know where we go next week, but
all righty. We're looking forward to it here on GridVision. Thank you very much for your time tonight, and congratulations again on the win.
Yeah, thank you, boys. Appreciate it.
All right, take care now. A quick reminder, folks, there is no NIS racing this week, so we're going to be taking the day off, but we'll be back again very soon. This has been Joe LaCastro in the booth, sitting alongside my good friend Sheldon Atkins. Sheldon, how do you feel about tonight's race?
And just another great, great race in this series. Every week it seems like it gets just a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. Always good battles, and it's good to see Sherritt get the job done, finally get himself added to that leaderboard here, and get a win sticker on that column.
It's always fun when the top opens up a little bit, right? And you can see some other guys shine for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And good sitting here calling this thing with you tonight, Joe, and looking forward to see how you progress.
Thank you, my friend. I'm going to do my best to remember where I can get my sponsor reads from to make sure I can call them up from memory next time. But I had a great time as well. As usual. I love watching and calling some racing here on GridVision, and the High Slide Thursday Night Truck Series comes to an end this week. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Drive safe. Good night.